Now for something completely different and insane. It's time to talk about wild mains.
Finally.
And
Oh,
and you know what? I bet you're all asking yourself, how did we get here?
I really wonder. Actually, that's the best part. I wanted to go into this because I looked up a little bit about Jack Specific because I did not hear too much about this company until recently, and I wanted to know why. And oh my god, this company got just started off on such a note. I have to start off with this. So, Jack Specific is actually a company that was founded back in 1996.
Hmm? Yep.
Oh,
Now,
pretty young.
now the thing is, before they were founded, the owner of the company was actually the head of two other companies back in the 90s and 80s. To be specific, two very no. In fact,
Okay.
if you look in the backstage, I'm going to be putting in the quick blurbs notes that I have in regards to what little information I got on the Wild Mains while I had some time. But they were created. Don't take my thunder. I will mute you, and I will not stop.
Oh my god.
These were created. Thunder! Thunder! Why are you trying to take the thunder? Stop. These were created. Jack Specific was created by the same people that made LJN and THQ. Those of you who are very familiar with old school NES know LJN, short for Laughing Joking Numbnuts, by the Angry Video Game Nerd, because they made the worst NES games you have ever played based on licensed products.
Wow.
We're talking the first X-Men games. We are to. I think they were they responsible for Friday the 13th. I thought they weren't they.
Don't remember right offhand.
I'll look up some.
No, I can easily.
Well, cause yeah.
No, I was talking.
No, here we go. Jaws, the Karate Kid, Back to the yes, Friday the 13th. They were responsible for that. Well, publishing it, but still, they were responsible for that. Uncanny X-Men, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Back to the Future, Parts 1 and 2, Wolverine.
Wow.
A lot of WWF games. Terminator 2 on the Super Nintendo. That game is legendarily horrible.
God damn.
They were also responsible for the abomination known as LJN Video Mart.
Yes, they were responsible for so much crap. So the fact is,
now they perfected making better crap.
No, the funny thing is that the person who started Jack Specific, unfortunately, is quite deceased. So it has been taken over by somebody else at this point, and later on, that's when Wild Main started to come out and become a thing. But the other, yeah. So I just found the history of how this company came to be the most amazing, insane thing I've ever heard. But the original owner of Jack Specific was the reason we have Laughing Joking Numbnuts and THQ. THQ did have some good titles under them as well. It's just LJN is such a black mark on the gaming industry. It is unbelievable.
That pedigree will haunt them.
You want to. Okay. By the way, here's the interesting thing. I'll let you know. The guy who founded Jack Specific and also THQ, actually, very much wasn't in LJN for a lot of that time.
Oh, really?
That they were doing those games. He started THQ in 1990.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah. Also, I can't believe I never thought about that before. THQ stood for Toy Headquarters.
Yep.
Huh. You know what? I never knew that.
By the way, basically being fan of things that I am, yes, I knew exactly who Jack Specific was. They used to do they were very much involved in basically the high point of wrestling games.
I thought the T in THQ was stood for tech for the longest time.
Mm-hmm. And to add on to that, Jack Specific was into doing the WWF action figures and even Dragon Ball Z figures back in the early 2000s.
Well, anyway,
And earlier circuit, I was talking about coming across the thing that Suki did. Told us about the pirating stuff.
Right, but we'll get off of that because we should probably get back on.
I just wanted to say that's what I found by accident.
Fair enough. Anyway, moving on. So, the reason that Jack Specific is really starting to hit now is, I'm not gonna lie, they got some of the craziest toy licenses. Nintendo...
Oh my God, Sonic the Hedgehog?
Nintendo, Sonic the Hedgehog, the Super Mario Brothers movie, The Simpsons. This is the reason I know that these people exist, because I saw the stuff that they were coming out with Mario and Sonic, and I'm not entirely positive, I think I got a large Mega Man figure that is on my figure shelf that was made by them as well.
Yeah, they have a lot of video game stuff that's not covered under Hasbro or...
Yeah, they've started to really get into a lot of the, oh my God, creepy crawlers. Anyway, sorry.
That's a flashback to the 90s.
A lot of Disney, a lot of video games, a lot of familiar products. Elf,
Gremlins,
Haribo. Why is Haribo there? Why is there a pull my?
Wait, that's what happened. Wait, that's what happened to the Quicksilver brand? It's under Jack Specific now.
Apparently, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, no, they got a lot under them.
They are just picking up stuff that no one else wants to do.
No, I'm sure a lot of people want to do Mario. Yeah. They apparently are a decent toy company, either for one reason or another.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, because of that, apparently they actually start to get pretty prolific. And I guess when you get prolific enough, you're going to start chomping at the heels of other competitors. So why not make your own horsey show, Wild Manes? So that's where Jack Specific came from. Let's talk about Wild Manes itself, since that is our focus. Of course,
it worked for Hasbro and for G4. Why not work for us if we put effort into this?
In all honesty, in a way, yes. Right now, Hasbro and ponies aren't exactly doing too hot, so this is probably one of the best times to try to get in and swoop in on some of that market, especially if you do well enough for it. So,
and finally have Hasbro have another competitor other than Fantasia.
Yeah, that's not much of a competitor if they're in another country. Or yeah. But, so, Wild Manes, of course, was developed for a while and started to come out in the summer. We, of course, know about the YouTube series that we've seen about 8 episodes of so far. And they also have a Roblox server, which I did check out a little bit earlier yesterday. You basically are walking around with a Roblox character and a really derped out pony that is following you no matter wherever you go. And you're giving endless fetch quests to grab money and make things.
Wow, they have a Roblox server.
If there's more to it, I do not exactly know. I only checked it out enough to confirm that it still existed. Because there's been more than enough times that things like this have come up and vanished.
Yep.
But yes, they do have a Roblox server. And, you know, for the sake of time, we're not going to delve too much into Roblox. We're going to instead delve into the show Wild Manes itself.
Which I also just realized, have they actually started? I mean, is their toy line out already?
Yeah,
there is. Their toy line should be out.
Touched upon the toy line.
Their toy line should be out at this moment. Let's go ahead. Let's see. You know what? You want to help me out here? Shop.
Huh.
You know, let's see. Okay, come on. Black and Decker. Are you serious?
Yes, they have that thing for having boys with pouches.
All right. Well, they're not for.
All right, I see them on Amazon.
Okay, maybe it hasn't made to their main site yet.
Mm-hmm.
No, they're there. They're just
or it's underneath a different category there.
Hold on. I got something. Here we go. And yep, no, it looks like they are in Target at the moment. At least these ones are.
I wonder if maybe there's a. I guess do they just operate under some sort of agreement that, like, they don't sell directly from themselves until some kind of run in stores.
It could be the case.
Maybe with Target, yeah, because it wasn't easily found on the site when I saw Circuit go through it.
It could be that case, or it could be, yeah, maybe they just have certain agreements with shops that they can only sell certain products there, or maybe if it's old enough, then they sell it on their website, like with the backstock that they can't sell in the stores anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they got a good chunk of Sonic figures, but a lot of them are either pretty old, or actually some of them are really weird because one of them is literally just a couple of rings.
Huh.
But they're pretty big rings, so fair enough. They're pretty. So yeah, I think there's probably a little bit more going on there, but yeah, it looks like the storefront, Amazon and Target. I don't know about Walmart at the moment, but Target is definitely on their list in more ways than one.
I haven't seen them in Walmart, but then again, I'm not in the U.S., so
yeah. But anyway, so at the moment, yep, Wild Mains is at least Target bound, and they are at the Target. This is just a small sampling from what I have seen. There's a lot more in regards to toys that they want to make out and bring out. Let's see. I saw like images and stuff of this before. Oh yeah. Oh wait, yeah. Actually, I should have just scrolled a little bit lower. It's literally all right down here.
Oh.
So yeah, you got the Clubhouse trailer right here that they are going to sell. It's like, oh, Walmart, Amazon. Yeah, no, they're all over the place. Literally just had to scroll down a little bit.
It might have not come to my Walmart yet. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. There's a Walmart one.
You want to know a fun thing I just did while looking?
What's that?
Apparently, Just Pacific, it had Philly Fantasia stuff before they did Wild Maze. I don't know if it was just pure import or if they made the toys.
I don't know, but it kind of feels it feels a little like the Sony Nintendo thing when you say it like that.
I'm willing to bet. I'm willing to bet that since you can't see the Philly Fantasia stuff on here anymore, it was in fact, since Philly Fantasia really didn't come out in America anyway, it was probably some kind of international deal where maybe they were like they helped fund putting the line together maybe over there for those things, and then maybe that experience looking into that might have gotten their people thinking on this, and that's how we got that could be how we got Wild Mains.
Yeah, because it looks like 2015 was the series I'm seeing here, which makes sense for when we saw Philly Fantasia. Or at the very least, the toy line being brought over.
Yeah, sometimes working with someone or another company can give you new ideas.
Mm-hmm. Or give you new ideas or inspire you to try to take a piece of the pie. Well, I guess it depends on the definition.
It's one of those things that somehow, outside of Pony, there's a connection going on here that's weird, but somewhat fascinating.
Yep. But for the moment, we're going to get back into the YouTube series because I think since this is the vehicle they're trying to get attention to sell the toys, it does warrant the most of our attention. So, the Wild Main series that we have 8 episodes of so far. It's a cast of 4 main characters that actually is 5. I actually figured that one out while I was trying to figure them out. We, of course, are starting off with Coco, the leader of the bunch, who is basically, I'm not gonna lie, I like the main coloring just because it reminds me of mint hot cocoa, and I absolutely love that stuff.
I think it's delicious. Yeah, I love her color scheme.
Yep, sorry, but go ahead.
I hate when we do this. I'm saying, aside from like the full actually, no. With some dyes, you can have a horse of every color here. That's the amazing thing to me.
I guess entirely, but I feel sorry for whatever horse gets dyed candy colors. But we'll move that aside. Coco, of course, is
called the Candyland cancer.
Coco, of course, is basically the main character, usually the center of everything that's going on, and the barista of the bunch. Granted, where it's a barista of hot cocoa, so no caffeinated coffee grounds for anybody here. Which I
thought she said caffeinated in the first episode.
I thought so too, but no. Well, maybe it's caffeinated. I don't know. But either case,
I did watch the first episode again, and I swear she did say caffeinated.
Either case, I'm bummed out because it's hot chocolate, not coffee. I mean, come on, a coffee horse would have been so awesome. But, you know, kids, I get it. You don't want kids thinking coffee that early, I suppose. But yeah, definitely main character syndrome right there with Coco. Bailey, our surfer to the left there. Of course, pretty much surfer, and more surfer. Surfer lingo, surfer catchphrases, surfer everything. She is literally such a stereotype of a surfer. It feels like she got ripped out of the 1990s and plugged into here. It hurts. She hurts. But yeah, she literally, her catchphrase is surfs up. It's amazing. Candy to the right over here, of course, is the candy maker and the tech savvy one or blogger. It looks like instead of the live streamer like Pip, she just does a video blog where she basically exposes everybody and everything, and one day she will regret it 5 years down the line when she did something really stupid and it ends up getting her destroyed forever. Until then, of course, she's Candy, and she makes candy, and she says sugar a lot, but not in the like sugar, you know, like an Applejack sugar. It's just like
you
sugar.
must be on a sugar high every day.
Like, it's more like a cursing, like sugar. You know, when you're trying really hard not to swear, but you have to say something. Then in the back you got Cherry. She makes bonbons. She probably dyed her hair with a cream icicle.
I thought they made macarons.
You're right. It is macarons. Why did I put bonbons? They're macarons.
You're thinking of bonbon.
I maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Also, why do I know enough to correct you on this shit? What the fuck?
I don't know. I don't know either. I don't either, but I am grateful for it. But macaron, she is our macaron maker, and that's literally it. We have had nothing else in regards to her other than the fact she likes her main style like all of the others. And she tries to she basically outworks herself too hard to the point of a little bit of insanity. She's basically an Applejack complex.
So, second, would you say this is Teen Girl Squad?
No, I would say this is Ponytails done in 2020 style. Speaking of which, Coldust, have you seen any of these episodes yet?
I think he's watching some right now.
I hope he is, because I really wanted to take
his microphone on mute.
I really wanted to get his opinion on this because it feels so much like they took the idea of Ponytails, amped it up to 2020, and then made a horse show of it. That is literally everything, the big impression I'm getting out of this. And I needed somebody to confirm this with me because it's driving me crazy otherwise. And here's a fun one. There's technically a fifth character. Even though she's not shown in anything. She is not shown in anything, but apparently we do have a fifth character that does show up sometimes. And she is called Finley. And I think she is a video editor, and I only know that just because of a recent episode where she was in charge of editing a music video. And she also wears a sea outfit here.
Oh yeah, most of the main characters have normal fur coat colors that you see on our real world horses.
Yep. Yeah, a lot of them are a little more grounded with just the dyed out wild manes, so they're not like completely crazy pastel colors.
No.
But
all right. Well, two things. One, he said the thing. Also, two. There's one more.
Oh yeah, it's
technically
antagonist. Yeah.
Technically, there is.
Yeah, there's another character because she's shown. I swear I remember her showing up more than this one.
Well, that's the weird thing. That's the really weird thing because you're kind of right, you're kind of wrong. It's really difficult to try to figure out. Wow, Derpy Boro, you are so much fun with this stuff, aren't you? Here we go. I think you may be talking about, of course, Perla.
Yes.
Who? Yeah, I've seen her pop up.
Society one.
Well, kind of high society, but she's also the boutique owner. Well, literally a boutique on wheels. 2 episodes so far, and she comes screaming in with a giant boutique on her back, ready to basically fry her friends' manes with different styles and everything. Just complete insanity.
So like a rarity, but without the generosity.
Well, no, she's still got the generosity, but it's generosity on wheels. She will style your hair. But yes, the Wild Mains episodes so far, as mentioned, 8 in total, 5 minutes each at a time. The title card indicates 4. However, technically we have 6, but we also have maybe 7 or 8 because there's also a fitness instructor, a dance instructor, and I think a few other ones that popped in. So we do got a bit of a background cast going on. As for the general critique here, let's go ahead. I'm going to bring up one of the episodes here. At the moment,
I must have gotten confused with someone else. I thought I heard about a while ago. When I said pseudo.
Oh, look, they already announced the next episode. 2 next episodes. And one of them is surprisingly compromising. Okay, I'm going to throw this up here. Yeah, tell me that doesn't make you question things. Oh, God.
You have time for a quickie?
No.
Oh no, I seem to be stuck. Can't anybody help me?
Oh, help me, step horsey.
I do appreciate that one pony's got Miku hair.
Yep.
It is kind of fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is Equestrian Miku. Got it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, and we had to find her somewhere.
Yep. Also.
Okay, so the episodes themselves, they pretty much, like I said, pretty standard. The animation is pretty decent. I'm not going to say it's like top quality. You can see they do have some expressions. You can kind of get an idea of what they're feeling and stuff. But at the same time, it's not like they're wild expressions.
Yeah. I can also definitely tell this is in between for 24 FPS, I think. Not like, I don't even think 30, definitely not a 60 FPS for, I think.
Oh, absolutely.
Definitely not.
You think they're animating in 2 is like normal animation standard?
I think so. Like this definitely feels like kind of your traditional keyframing than your very traditional keyframing than the in betweening. But I don't think it's in between. Like I will say, like if you look at the way that their mouths move and stuff like that in this versus like even Tell Your Tale.
Yeah.
You can tell the difference in how many additional in between frames are kind of put into Tell Your Tale. I think, at least to me, it feels like there's a little bit more when you see the movements in Tell Your Tale. Like there's a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit more animation, a little bit more bounciness. I am also going to chalk up to the fact Tell Your Tale has over like 70, 80, 90 episodes under the belt while we're down to 8 on this.
Also, Tell Your Tale is a little bit more exaggerated compared to this series.
Yeah.
I will say, if you compare this to the first few episodes of Tell Your Tale is a lot more
stilted,
rigid.
Yeah. So that's why I still want to give this a chance because it is early episodes. Early episodes of any animated show can sometimes be a little stilted. Even My Little Pony, the first season had some. The animation style is definitely different when you compare it to the later seasons.
I know.
It's not bad. It's just different.
Footing.
Yeah, so I'm not going to judge them too harshly on the animation. Besides, they have good bones for it. There is good bones, so it can only get better.
Yeah,
if they
there is what. Yeah, you said you
And the
weren't going
voice
to
acting's not that bad either.
Yeah.
You said you weren't going to judge them too harshly for that. There is one thing I'm going to judge them harshly on.
Oh, go for it.
You know what? Man. So I bet you're wondering how every episode rolls.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes.
That is the one thing I could not avoid. I could excuse it a couple of times, but so far every single episode it has gone to literally. I bet you wonder why Coco is in this predicament. Literally, character syndrome. Literal main character syndrome. Every single episode.
Yeah, they find a way every time to somehow do even if they like I think there was only one episode where she didn't flat out look at the camera and say, I bet you're wondering how this happened. Or
yeah, see, there's another one right here.
Yeah, so there was one episode, but you could still tell they were basically doing it.
Yeah.
Every episode is we basically see right before we're pretty much seeing things starting to go wrong. We go back to how it's set up, and then we just go right through it.
What if she's the narrator and she
in a way,
she's basically the narrator. Maybe she's just telling the story to her grandkids or something like that.
No,
like,
she's narrating to the audience. She is the fourth wall breaker.
Okay, I've only seen one episode, so yeah.
Yeah. She is absolutely the fourth wall breaker. She's the one that's like, so I bet you wonder how we got here. Well, here's the next few minutes of your life.
Yeah,
so,
like we're not joking. That like in the first episode, that's literally the line. It's I bet you're wondering how this happened.
Yeah, it's just it is just it's a framing device, but you don't do it ever. At the same time, it's I think it might actually become one of those funny gags. Just at the rate it's going. You know, like just like a drinking glass thing, where it
has to be if it's in here that often.
I mean, they've done it almost pretty much every single episode. At this point, I don't know. It may be a culture shock if they don't do it now. It's
like,
weird.
Yeah, basically, like I said, it's again, it's not just the fact that like in all but like I think one episode they flat out said it. It's the fact that it's the same story beats. Essentially, they're telling every story the same way.
Yeah, they are.
But I mean, I am talking broadly. Obviously, you get down into details of each episode, you can go that way. But
yeah, you're just talking about the beats, the beats.
Yeah, you get into the knit and grit. There's actually, all the stories are different. They have different characters showing up, different events are happening. But yeah, it's just the same flow, the same. Here's how the episode starts. Here's where Coco says, we're in the middle of this. Here's where it started at the beginning. And then you get
the same story structure.
Exact same story structure over and over and over.
It would not kill him to have someone go, so how did that happen?
I mean, it would be interesting, but at the same time, usually it's because in the mid-panic, when things are at their worst, when they're like, I bet you wonder how we got here. While I'm falling off of this cliff and 2 robots are chasing me and missiles are about to blow up, I bet you wonder how we got here. It's just like... it's not like...
favorite instances that did that, yeah.
It's
also just a review.
It's just hilarious. It's just kind of funny in a weird way, and at the same time, it's become kind of a joke that I'm actually kind of enjoying it in the ironic way of that it keeps happening. Anyway,
annoying, but the joke is somewhat funny now.
It's kind of gone around a little bit to the point where now it's just kind of become part of the status. It's like every time you start My Little Pony, you get friends, but
yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
You know what? Now I want them to do now. I want them to do I want them to have a 2-parter, just to see if they'll pull it off. Just to see if they'll somehow pull this shit.
That would be hilarious. That would be so awesome.
You see, this is why I love having odd discussions, because we're like, yeah, it has issues, but it would be so cool if we had this.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
The second episode's like continuing off, like, yeah, you wonder where we got here, and there's like another one that comes in on screen from out of view. It's like, I'll tell you what.
Actually, it would be funnier if they did the thing of, so you wondered how we got here. Little eye pops up with the previous episode, and then it continues not explaining nothing.
Actually, it'd be funnier if somebody was just like, I bet you wonder how another pony was trying to do how you got here, and Coco just comes up and slaps him down, just like, no, this is mine.
Framing device. Oh my god, you know what somebody said? Somebody mentioned the thing there. It made me just realize, oh god, Coco being the fourth wall break. At some point, she needs to acknowledge that they are aired on YouTube.
Oh, that'd be funny.
Because like you mentioned that, it was like, I bet it's like oh god, that's how they could pull this shit in this 2-parter. It'd be like I bet you're wondering what's going on. Check here check that to find out. It's like the I button that will give you the link to the previous episode.
Yeah.
That would be
go to select that and you'll figure it out. Yeah.
No, and you have to, and here's the thing, for the animation team, they have to hard burn that in there. It has to be it can't just be a YouTube extension. It has to be hard burned into it just because.
That would be so hilarious. Getting a little bit back on track here. Now, one thing I do want to give them a bit of a thumbs up. Granted, yeah, they only have 8 episodes that are 5 minutes long, but still, I've seen some really crappy productions. They haven't had any recycled animations so far. I mean, outside of the framing devicing, but even then, when they get to the framing device point, the animation is still different. So it's just like, okay, so now you're all cut up. Let's go ahead and figure out what the hell's going on. You know, it's like, it's not an exact repeat of everything. So they are keeping the animations fresh. They aren't like doing a lot of recycled things to try to cheapen out, as it were.
They're not going Hanna-Barbera on us.
Yeah. Which, yeah, that would be really easy to do, but they're putting in some legitimate effort, so I am giving them some credit there. The characters are still pretty fun for what they are. They are still kind of one-dimensional. I mean, you got the hardworking, you got the surfer, you got the workaholic, you got the blogger, and then you got exposition device.
Hold on. That frame right there. I know that's a built-in thing for the animation, but imagine if somehow someone walked through that and broke it. And no one but Coco noticed it.
Yeah, maybe, but I don't think they'd go that kind of zany.
Well, you know, I want an episode like that where Coco's like, oh.
Yeah. Any case, yeah, the characters are kind of flat in one note for the moment. These are 5-minute episodes, so it's kind of hard to cram character development in 5 minutes. And I don't think
an episode that's 17 minutes I saw on one of them.
Yeah.
Because they've been doing this weird thing where, they're doing this weird thing where after a couple episodes, they're starting to release the new episode then has all the other episodes right after it.
Yeah, they're doing the big compilations like Tell Your Tale did, where you get the new episode and then you get 2 or 3 of the previous ones in a bigger, wider format. Which it's YouTube's algorithm. They want people on the videos longer, so they make the videos longer, and it's a mess.
Again, this is a YouTube problem, not a show problem.
Yeah. Oop, there's a freeze frame for you. Dude, did you know we're talking horses? Anyway. And they're all just horses. They're all normal, stable horses. There's no magic. There's no whimsy. There's no spirits or sprites. Okay.
Stable is questionable.
Yeah, but it really screams ponytails to me. Just like 2020's ponytails with a new coat, and that's about it.
Less color as well.
Well, I mean, I guess,
they have color. It's just mostly in their manes.
It's not as bright and wild as the ponytails was. But yeah, no, the manes are wild. Seriously, they're called wild manes, and they mean it by every stretch of the imagination. I could see artists ready to cry trying to draw some of these things.
Oh, definitely.
I have to say this though, they are still more tame than some of the OC ponies I've seen.
I mean, you're not wrong, but they're bordering. They are bordering. It almost feels like a challenge. I dare you to draw Rule 34 of this. It exists.
Google.
We all know it exists.
Okay.
It exists.
Now I have to know the number.
Oh no!
Oh no!
It is. I am ruining my Google search history with this. Fuck you.
Have fun with that.
Wait. Well, oh wow. The first result is Wild Mane Arknights.
Oh.
Huh. Well, I guess there's a character in Arknights called Wild Mane. Nice.
Neat. Also.
Now the next one, Wild Manes. There we go.
There we are. By the way, I do love the art style. The art style is something that looks very pretty.
The art style is pretty nice. I think it will lend itself well over time, especially if they keep with it. I really don't have any compulsions about the art style at all, and it looks like some content creators some artists and people out there really are grabbing onto it and having fun with it.
Okay. Well, let's see. Well, that's the .us site, but apparently there's only 2.
I don't believe that, but given the fact that...
Well, I mean, under that tag.
Okay. Because, yeah, if you're into horses, this definitely seems like a show.
Yeah, it definitely has some good has some interesting legs. I don't know about longevity. it doesn't feel. How can I put this? I'm still holding out hope because it has some good animation, it's got some good coloring, but Philly Fantasia did have a lot more story than this. Granted, Philly Fantasia, I think it eventually got a dub, which definitely didn't do it any favors that it took so long to get out here.
Watching it on Saturdays right now.
You what, seriously?
How
Nice.
is that?
Oh,
Tim?
well, okay then.
Actually, interesting enough, the second season was basically a reboot.
Whoa, really?
That doesn't surprise me.
Really?
Yeah. The second because the second season literally starts with them going to the school for the
Oh,
first time.
dang.
So it's basically
Oh
they
my
just
goodness.
decided to go back. It kind of, it's like one, they wanted to go back to the beginning, but at the same time, I don't know if this is, it doesn't like 100% feel like, it doesn't 100% feel like they're just trying to set up to where first season stuff happened. Like it just feels like they decided to just have a do-over.
Which, fair enough. Good for them.
Oh yeah, and with the second season, they also had, apparently they decided that like somehow every episode somebody has to sing a song, and the songs are the songs I swear almost never match what's going on.
Yeah.
Does not
Oh,
surprise.
so it's the Donkey Kong Country music thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that, I think we kind of talked to exhaustion on this one. Overall thoughts. Animation is good. The characters are kind of one note, but they are getting a little bit more edges, like the fact that Coco is not a really good an overthinker. Definitely a massive overthinker, but can't, a decent dancer when she gets down to it. Granted, it's, we're not going to get a whole lot in the way of complexity for a while. I'm hoping that they actually do get more complex as things go. We get a little bit more character and charm in them.
The possibilities are there. Like they actually have some personality. They're not completely one note.
The possibilities are there. The bones that we have here are pretty good. The characters are different, unique, and interesting in their own right. Granted, there is a lot of sugary products in this, but I'm going to leave that one out. And I think if Jack Specific really allows it to be a show, it can be a good vehicle to get interest in the toys, but it's got to be a show first and a toy commercial second.
With all these sugary products, I think there might be a episode about weight or eating healthy at some point.
There better be, because oh my god. I mean, I still want a macaron, but that's another case.
Yeah, I mean that's good. I mean honestly, all that stuff that actually leaves them open for opportunities to get basically money from co-branding. Like, I mean, just immediately I thought of the fact that, like, I mean, if she's very big on like the hot chocolate stuff. I mean, geez, just reach out to Swiss Miss right there. There's your limited packets.
And reaching out to macarons and candy, hard candy too.
I was gonna say, I really hope that this leads to like more kids, like getting into macarons. Like, I hope this is the gateway drug to getting kids into macarons. Because I'm gonna be honest, like when I was a kid, I didn't know about macarons at all. The first I ever knew of macarons was in Cooking Mama 2, Dinner with Friends, where I tried to make macarons and I was no good at it.
Yeah, no, well, macarons didn't really become a big thing. I think outside of France and Italy. I don't think they really became that big of a thing until I want to say it was probably like what, the 2010s, early 2010s.
Yeah,
When
yeah,
they
yeah,
started
yeah.
popping up.
Yeah.
My first introduction to macarons was Toradora in one of the school festival episodes. A character gets another tin of macarons.
I can't recall my first actual introduction to macarons, but yeah, I never really saw them more widespread until like a few years when Soda Shack started to really become a big thing here in Utah.
You know what? I think it is. Now I think about it, I think macarons didn't really become a thing until until like really social media started.
Yeah.
To pick up, because I'm thinking about that and I'm like, you know what? I mean, I grew up with La Madeleine near me all the time, and I'm pretty sure they had macarons as an option of something you could get there, and I just never thought about them.
Hey, just my mage. We're just talking about horses and macarons. Welcome to the wild mains. All right,
Yep.
I think with that, that'll end our discussion on wild mains. Verdict, keep an eye on it. Check it out. I mean, it's free on YouTube, but you could spend 5 minutes doing more less productive stuff anyway. So might as well have a little fun with it. And hopefully it will continue to improve. Things will get better, and maybe we'll actually have a good substitute pony while G5 figures itself out, or we get G6 coming in at some point. Or at least it may be a fun diversion for a while. Either case, it's not bad. And that's, in all honesty, not bad is pretty much a thumbs up in my book, because we get plenty of bad stuff already.
Yep. Siggy, we are still sorry you have to suffer through Philly Fantasia.
I'm not.
I'm not.
I think Philly Fantasia's okay, too. Not great, but it's okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So you were talking about the dub of that. Yeah. The other thing I will say, a lot of stiff acting.
Oh no, they didn't get good dubbers, did they?
I think that sometimes it feels like with the voice work it's basically like those those Italian animated movies.
Oh.
Stop! You can't go this way. I don't want to have to resort to violence.
Oh no, they cheaped out. Oh, I hate that.
They went with the lowest bidder. Kind of like how the government or Google does it.
Pretty much with
Moving
everybody.
on.
Well, it's pretty much with everybody. I'd like to see one company not go for the lowest bidder